I-1 Answers is presented by the Grand River Dam Authority. Additional funding provided by the Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation, RCB Bank, the Muscogee Creek Nation, and viewers like you. Thank you.
The Sequoyah Eagles and the Wilburton Diggers are back as we continue the second round of Season 8 on I-1 Answers. Hey everyone, and welcome to Oklahoma's favorite academic game show, I-1 Answers, presented by GRDA. I'm your host, Anna Berry. Now tonight's teams are the Sequoyah Eagles and the Wilburton Diggers. Welcome back, teams. Now these teams are competing for a chance at $12,000 in scholarship money that will be awarded in the championship at the end of the season. Let's start off by meeting the players from Sequoyah. We'll start with our team captain, Liam O'Neill, a senior. Then we have Luke Aguilar, a junior. We have Dan Paget, a junior. And we have Braden Wani, a senior. All right, now let's meet the players for Wilburton. We'll start with our team captain, Gavin Saki, a junior. Then we have Harsha Bastola, a junior. And then we have Bridget Pelt, a junior, and another junior, Stage Watkins. All right, are you ready, Wilburton? Are you ready, Sequoyah? Yes. And are you ready, audience? I know that you all want questions, but remember the show is about what I want. What do I want? Answers. All right, we begin our competition tonight with the speed round.
First up, the speed round. The speed round consists of individual answered questions worth 10 points each. The first team member to buzz in gets to answer. No conferring between team members is allowed in this round.
All right, here we begin. Name the study of poisons, how they work, their effects on the body, and their treatments. Wilburton?
Toxicology.
Correct. The flag of what Southeast Asian nation is a yellow star on a red background? Sequoyah?
China.
Incorrect. Wilburton?
Vietnam.
Correct. Following an earthquake, a surface feature that looks like a wide step along a fault trace is called a fault what? Wilburton?
Line.
Incorrect. Sequoyah?
Scar?
Say that again.
Scar?
Incorrect. The correct answer is a scarp. One letter. All right. Identify the largest South American country through which the Parana River flows. Sequoyah?
Brazil.
Incorrect. Wilburton?
Argentina.
Correct. Argentina. These names are associated with what age in British history? Samuel Crompton, Edward Cartwright, John Kay, James Hargreaves, Richard Arkwright. Wilburton?
Victorian.
Incorrect. Sequoyah?
Elizabethan.
Incorrect. The Industrial Revolution. As an object falls freely, it loses gravitational potential energy and gains an equal amount of what kind of energy? Sequoyah?
Kinetic.
Correct. What is the only U.S. state that consists of two peninsulas? Wilburton?
Hawaii.
Michigan.
That was me. I said Hawaii, but
Incorrect.
yeah.
Sequoyah? Yes, Sequoyah.
Michigan.
Judges, that was up to you guys on that one. Give me, all right. Yes, correct. All right. Video question by Justin Alberty, VP of Corporate Communications at GRDA.
The quantity of electrical energy expended by 1 ampere through 1 ohm in 1 second is called what?
Sequoyah?
A watt.
Incorrect. Wilburton?
Joule.
A joule, correct. Transparency is equivalent to what percent opacity? Sequoyah?
0.
Correct. What is the term for small salamanders in their land-dwelling stage? Newts. Now you know. What term beginning with T is used in first aid as a synonym for injury? Wilburton?
Triage.
Incorrect. Sequoyah?
Drama.
Trauma is correct. Video question by Sheila Shook, Education Coordinator at the Tulsa Port of Catoosa.
The McClellan-Kerr Arkansas River Navigation System is a series of 18 locks and dams in Oklahoma and Arkansas managed by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The river system eventually connects to what larger river downstream?
Sequoyah?
Mississippi.
Correct. Between the 1820s and the 1840s, what was the main commodity exchanged for supplies and goods at an annual meeting called a rendezvous? Sequoyah?
Furs.
Correct. What characteristic of birds is largely based on melanins, carotenoids, and porphyrins? Sequoyah?
Eyesight.
Incorrect. Wilburton?
Feathers.
Incorrect. The correct answer is color. Math question I will read. In how many ways could first and second place be awarded in a group of 10 contestants? Sequoyah?
21.
Incorrect. Wilburton?
20.
Incorrect. The correct answer is 90. What short piece of prose or poetry may come at the end of a play or novel to give the work a finishing touch? Sequoyah?
Epilogue.
Correct. Epilogue is correct. All right, that bell means time's up for the speed round. The score stands at 70 Sequoyah and 40 Wilburton. Round 2 is coming up next. We'll be right back.
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
The Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation is a proud sponsor of I Want Answers on RSU Public TV. Throughout his life, Gerald Westby worked hard to add to the quality of life through his legacy of support for the arts, arts education, and culture. The Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation continues this work.
At RCB Bank, you are not just a number. You are our neighbor, friend, coworker, PTA partner, business owner down the street, and so much more. We value our relationship with you. We are here to serve you at any of our locations or online at rcbbank.com. With over 50 locations across Oklahoma and Kansas, we're everywhere you need us to be. RCB Bank is your hometown community bank, interested in your financial well-being. RCB Bank, that's my bank.
If I had $10,000, I'd probably save it for college because that stuff's expensive.
If I had $10,000, I'd spend on tattoos and a sound system for my car.
If I had $10,000, I'd save it for college and books.
If I had $10,000, I'm going to Nebraska.
And welcome back to I Want Answers presented by GRDA. Teams, are you ready for some more questions? All right, Advantage Round is coming your way next.
Next up, the Advantage Round. In this round, the teams face off by first attempting to answer a speed question. The team that answers correctly receives 10 points and the opportunity to answer 3 advantage questions worth 10 points each. After the 3 advantage questions, it's back to the speed questions to determine who gets the next advantage. The speed questions can be answered by anyone, but the answers for the advantage questions must come from the team captain.
All right, are we ready, teams? Here is your speed question. These dialects of what language? These are dialects of what language? Brummie, Kentish, Northumbrian, Lancastrian, Mackem, Pitmatic, Cockney. Sequoyah?
British.
Incorrect.
English.
Wilburton?
English.
English is correct. Advantage for Wilburton. Landforms. Reminiscent of certain large birds, deeply entrenched, incised meanders, such as those cut by the San Juan River in Utah, are known as what kind of necks? Goosenecks. Name the type of crater formed when a volcano erupts so much lava that it collapses on itself.
Lava crater.
Incorrect. Caldera. What kind of ridge is a mountainous rise running between the continents through the central parts of all the oceans?
Transcontinental ridge.
Incorrect. Mid-ocean ridge. All right, back to speed. It's okay. Recurrent acute episodes of unbearably intense anxiety are what kind of attacks? Wilburton?
Anxiety attacks.
Incorrect. Sequoyah?
Panic attacks.
Panic attack. Advantage for Sequoyah. Inflammations. What becomes inflamed in radiation dermatitis?
Skin.
Correct. A stye is the infection of what kind of gland?
Eye.
Incorrect. It's a sweat gland. What becomes inflamed by gingivitis?
Gums.
Correct. All right, back to speed. In France on July 4th, 1917, General John Pershing laid a wreath on the grave of what Frenchman who had been a hero in the American Revolutionary War? Wilburton?
Lafayette.
Correct. Marquis de Lafayette. Advantage for Wilburton. First aid. These are instructions for removing what? Grip it with a pair of tweezers as close to the skin as possible and gently pull it straight out until it releases its hold, but don't squeeze its bloated body or you may inject organisms into your body.
Tick.
Yes, we know about those in Oklahoma. What kind of bandage is wide at both ends and narrow in the middle?
Butterfly.
Correct. Please. Yes. Yeah, I always forget. You're the.
Yeah.
Okay, what is another name for a bruise or closed wound?
Abrasion. Abrasion?
Incorrect. Contusion. All right, speed. A South African tourist visiting Saudi Arabia would have to exchange rands for what other currency? Sequoyah?
Rupees.
Incorrect. Wilburton?
Sand dollars.
Incorrect. Reals. All right. What adjective applies to creatures that lay eggs? Wilburton?
Reptiles.
Incorrect. Pass. Oviparous. They're very oviparous. Extending down from the larynx to the thoracic cavity is the windpipe, otherwise known as what organ? Wilburton?
Larynx.
Incorrect. Sequoyah?
Trachea.
Trachea is correct. Advantage for Sequoyah. Your category is ceramics. Potters use a creamy mixture of clay and water to cement ceramic components together before the final firing. Name this material.
I don't know.
Slip. Plates, saucers, and dishes are collectively known as what kind of ware?
China.
Incorrect. Flatware. What technique is an artist using when she places long, thin, rounded strips of clay on top of one another to create a wall and then smooths the wall until the separate layers merge together as one continuous surface?
Raku.
Incorrect. Coiling. Back to speed. Ambrose Bierce said that an expert is one who knows more and more about what? Wilburton?
Life.
Incorrect. Pass. Oh, Sequoyah?
Nothing.
Incorrect, but both great guesses. Less and less is the correct answer. More and more knows more and more about less and less. Identify the gait of a horse in which the diagonally opposite legs strike the ground simultaneously. Sequoyah?
Trot.
Trot is correct. Advantage for Sequoyah, art forms. Since the Madapa map, the world's oldest cartographic depiction of the Holy Land, originally consisted of more than 2 million tesserae, it is an example of what art form? Mosaic. A Japanese artist working in the art of origami is using what medium?
Paper?
Paper is correct. What art form involved whittling, carving, and engraving decorations on the bones and teeth of whales? The correct answer is scrimshaw. Can you imagine that? All right, lobbying is protected by what amendment to the U.S. Constitution? Wilburton?
First.
First Amendment is correct. Advantage for Wilburton. Category minerals. Soapstone consists mainly of what very soft, fine-grained mineral with a hardness of 1?
Talc.
Talc is correct. What adjective indicates naturally occurring forms of pure metals such as nuggets of gold or copper?
Deposit.
Incorrect. Native. Name the black potato-sized lumps on the seafloor in the Central Pacific that contain about 25% manganese, 15% iron, 2% nickel, 2% copper, and smaller amounts of cobalt.
Sea nodes.
Incorrect. Correct answer is manganese or polymetallic nodules. All right, that's all the time we have for the advantage round. That score stands at 130 Sequoyah, 100 Wilburton. Pretty close. Don't go anywhere. We're coming right back.
Our world was founded on women. Our identity comes from our mothers.
I carry their wisdom.
The women have taught us our ways and traditions.
I carry my nation.
The women have taught us how to survive. Their strength guides us forward.
I carry on.
We are Muscogee women.
Culture, preserving it, living it.
I Want Answers is made possible by the Tulsa Port of Catoosa, one of the largest, most inland river ports of the U.S. inland river system. Agricultural commodities, building materials, fuel, and machinery are shipped into and out of the Tulsa Port of Catoosa daily using a combination of barge, rail, and truck. To learn more about the Tulsa Port of Catoosa, visit their website at tulsaport.com. And also by Advanced Research Chemicals, providing customer-focused solutions to basic and advanced chemical applications. ARC has a long history of giving back to our local and international communities. For more information, visit fluoridearc.com.
At Rogers State University, we keep things personal.
It all starts here.
RSU has campuses in Claremore, Bartlesville, and Pryor, with on-campus housing and a wide variety of programs to suit your needs.
It all starts here.
Rogers State University.
Every day, the employees of the Grand River Dam Authority strive for excellence by focusing on the 5 E's: employees, electricity, environmental stewardship, economic development, and efficiency. We do this by producing low-cost, reliable electricity that touches 75 of the 77 counties in the state. At no cost to the taxpayers, we also manage 70,000 surface acres of lakes and the scenic Illinois River. Annually, the efforts of Team GRDA facilitate over $450 million in economic activity for Oklahoma.
If I had $10,000, I would spend it on bass guitars, speakers, and preamps. Probably pedals, too.
If I had $10,000, I would spend it on a trip to going back to Japan.
If I had $10,000, I'd buy approximately 2 college textbooks.
If I had $10,000, I would most likely spend it on traveling the world, especially Ireland.
And welcome back to I Want Answers, presented by GRDA. We're down to the final round of our competition tonight. The whirlwind round is coming right up.
Next up, it's the whirlwind round. In this round, the trailing team gets to pick from one of 3 categories, and they get to choose whether they wish to answer the category's questions themselves or force the other team to answer them. The team will have 60 seconds to answer as many questions as possible, and then the other team gets their turn at one of 3 remaining categories. Each correct answer is worth 10 points. If any team correctly answers all 10 questions, they receive 10 bonus points.
All right, well, Wilburton, your team is trailing right now, so you get to pick out of these 3 categories. To a T, stock symbols, or diseases.
We'll take diseases.
For yourself?
Yes.
All right, diseases for yourself. Now remember that your time begins after I read the first question. So diseases, identify the body part affected by each disease. Pneumonia.
Lungs.
Correct. Psoriasis.
Skin.
Correct. Cirrhosis.
Feet.
Incorrect. Glaucoma.
Eyes.
Correct. Gingivitis.
Teeth.
Incorrect. Arthritis.
Joints.
Correct. Nephritis.
Kidney.
Correct. Insulifitis.
Pancreas.
Incorrect. Aneurysm.
Brain.
Incorrect. Osteomyelitis.
Bone.
Yes, correct. Bone. All right. Good job. Very good. Woo. All right. Now, Sequoyah, you get to pick between to a T, stock symbols, or baseball history.
We're gonna do to a T.
To a T. Curious what this is. All right. Remember, time begins after my first question. To a T. Each answer is a 5-letter word that starts and ends with T. Form into a bent, curled, or distorted shape.
Twist.
Correct. Firm reliance on the integrity of a person.
Trust.
Correct. Entice a person to do something against his or her better judgment.
Taunt.
Incorrect. A distinguishing quality or characteristic.
Trait.
Correct. A parcel of land.
Pass.
Incorrect. A mocking remark made in order to wound or provoke.
Taunt.
Correct. A central principle or belief.
Tenant.
Correct. Contaminate or pollute.
Taint.
Correct. A secret, romantic rendezvous.
Tryst.
Correct. Understood or implied without being stated.
Pass.
All right, incorrect. Good job. Good job, both teams. All right, after 3 rounds, the score stands currently at 200 for Sequoyah and 160 for Wilburton. Let's go back to a few more speed questions to wrap some things up. All right, the Hay-Haran Treaty of 1903 provided for the lease of a 10-mile wide strip of land across what isthmus? Wilburton?
Panama.
Correct. Panama is correct. What is the term for a group of rabbit burrows? Sequoyah?
Tunnel.
Incorrect. Correct answer is warren. During what phase of mitosis do these things occur? Centrioles move apart, chromosomes appear as long threads, Sequoyah?
Anaphase.
Incorrect. Wilburton?
Prophase.
Prophase is correct. What would be the weight of a 100-pound object if it could be placed at the Earth's center? Sequoyah?
85 pounds.
Incorrect. Wilburton?
115.
Incorrect. Correct answer is 0. What Norwegian explorer and ethnologist is famously associated with a voyage on a vessel constructed mainly of balsa wood? Sequoyah?
Perry.
Incorrect. Wilburton?
Eric the Red.
Say again?
Eric the Red.
No, incorrect. It's Thor Heyerdahl. The systematic program to eliminate all opposition to the French Revolution between 1793 and 1794 became known as the Reign of what? Wilburton?
Terror.
Reign of Terror is correct. The U.S. institution that selects and preserves the permanently valuable records of the federal government, such as documents and maps, is the Sequoyah?
National Archives.
Correct. Archives is correct. During the Guatemalan Civil War, some 200,000 people were killed by the military government. What native people accounted for 83% of the victims? Wilburton?
Mayan.
Mayans are correct. Complete this proverbial nutrition advice. Breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, dine like a... Wilburton?
Peasant.
Incorrect. Sequoyah?
Lord.
Incorrect. Dine like a pauper. Many insects have light-sensitive neurons ending in a group of specialized cells with a protective cover that acts as a tiny lens to gather light. These structures make up what kind of eyes? Wilburton?
Compound.
Compound eyes is correct. What adverb completes this palindrome? Niagara, oh, roar. Sequoyah?
Falls.
Incorrect. Again. Niagara, oh, roar again. Morgan, Virgil, and Wyatt Earp lived in what Arizona town? Sequoyah?
Tombstone.
Tombstone is correct. The name for what winds was used in World War II for Japanese pilots who deliberately... Wilburton?
Kamikaze.
Kamikaze is correct. In 1540, despite a direct order by Captain Garcia Lopez de Cardenas, 3 of his men were unable to get more than a third of the way down from the rim of what canyon, much less reach the river far below? Sequoyah?
Grand.
Grand Canyon is correct. These were what kind of ships? Amoco Cadiz, Exxon Valdez, Torrey Canyon. Sequoyah?
Flagships.
Incorrect. Wilburton?
Battleships.
Incorrect. Oil tankers or super tankers. What happens to the viscosity of magma as silicon content increases? Wilburton?
It gets thicker.
Incorrect. Sequoyah?
It flows slowly.
Incorrect. The correct answer is it increases. Squirting fuel directly into the cylinders of an internal combustion engine instead of through a carburetor is called... Sequoyah?
Fuel injected.
Correct. Is called injection. And that bell concludes tonight's competition. The final score stands at 240 Sequoyah, 220 Wilburton. So close. Great job, both teams. So, Sequoyah, you will advance to the next round of our competition. We'll see you again in a few weeks. Thank you, teams, for playing, and thank you, audience, for joining us as we showcase the knowledge of our local Green Country High School academic teams. Now be sure to follow I Want Answers on Facebook and Instagram, and remember, you can catch up on past episodes anytime at rsu.tv. We'll see you next time for another exciting competition on I Want Answers.
I Want Answers is presented by the Grand River Dam Authority. Additional funding provided by the Gerald H. Westby Jr. Foundation, RCB Bank, the Muscogee Creek Nation, the Tulsa Port of Catoosa, Advanced Research Chemical, Rogers State University, and viewers like you. Thank you.